Students. It's the day before spring break, and I am really excited to share with you today some highlights of the work we've been doing this year to really try to bring us together as a Ramily to connect staff and students, even in the face of all of the challenges and the distance that we've had to keep from one another. So I'm going to go through some of these highlights. I will say this is not all of the work that's been done. Your individual teachers have been doing so much work to engage with you and connect with you and listen to what you're saying, and really tailor the learning to your needs. And I will also say, we know there's more work to be done, right? There are always ways to improve. There are always ways that we can align what we do as a staff with what you need as a student body even more closely. But as I said, I'm excited to share some of what we've already been doing with you. So this year has been a roller coaster. I mean, if we even go back to last spring, there have been major events that have really affected all of us, adults and students alike, in both good ways and bad ways. And we've tried to respond to those events and issues and to listen to what you are saying as well. So many of you know that last summer there were posts on Instagram that were called Black at Rockville posts. And we as a staff, as a leadership team over the summer, actually read through all of these posts, discussed them, made them part of our learning. And these posts were also shared with staff as well. This listening to what is being said on social media is increasingly an important part of our job as educators. So again, this work is not finished. We will continue to listen and respond to what is being posted on social media and what we're hearing through those channels. But we wanted to let you know that we did receive those messages and we're using that as part of our learning and growth and development. We're so proud of our student leaders who have really taken up the mantle and taken charge on organizing community discussions through the various town halls that have been hosted. So we want to let you know that as a staff, we are proud of you for attending and organizing these events. And we are so excited to even just be witnesses to the conversations that are happening. After the insurrection, the violence on January 6th at the Capitol, we shared a survey with students. We called it the We're Listening survey. And we had over 200 students respond. So thank you to those students who did respond. And we wanted to let you know that your responses did not just disappear, that we actually went through all of those responses, again, made those responses part of our learning as a staff, and really sort of sat with what you were saying and how we could respond to your feelings about that particular event. Many of you responded to this question, what would you like our staff to do, right, with the information? And so almost 80% of your responses fell into those three categories that you see there. Just doing things that we could do to support your mental health, informing and educating, providing space for discussion and debate. And some people did respond, nothing, we think you're doing a good job, or not really sure. But the majority of responses kind of fell into those categories. So what we're working on as a school, and this is still in development, but we're working on developing a significant event action plan. So a plan that's going to be in place for the next event. And it could be, hopefully would be a positive event, but anything that's significant that affects us as a school, and so that we're prepared as staff to support you however is the best way possible. And so that you know as students that that support is coming. And so everyone is ready in case of an event. Another wonderful thing that we love to do, of course, is to showcase student work. And you all have been producing such amazing work this year. So, of course, we try to share amongst ourselves as a staff the work that you're doing. So we have every once in a while an electronic newsletter that I put together, and I ask your teachers to share with me the work that you've been doing. And it's been really great to see all the different essays and podcasts and virtual museums and art showcases that you all have been producing. And it's just nice for teachers to see what's happening in other subject areas as well. So congratulations on the work that you've been doing. We are sort of showcasing that amongst ourselves. And then of course we want to share your work, with the world because it's amazing. So we are trying to up our game on social media. This isn't a complete list, but it's just a partial list of the departments who are on Twitter and Instagram and trying to share your work through social media to really highlight it to the broader community. We are also really excited about new ways to empower student leadership. Another initiative that we've started this year is the Student Liaison Program. So this is very recent. On March 5th, 5 student leaders coordinated with the counseling office, and their goals are listed there, but we're really trying to make the connection between all of the really important information that is provided to you through counseling and kind of helping students understand the timeline, the way in which what's coming up, what you can prepare for, when to submit the college applications, when to do this, and trying to help the students share the information as much as counselors and adults are sharing the information. So we're excited about this program and creating those bridges that will get more information out to you more efficiently. And then, of course, we have our old standby, the student voice surveys. These are really helpful to us as a staff because when you fill out these surveys like you did at the end of the first marking period, we can take a look at those results and modify what we're doing or keep doing what we're doing that seems to be working well. So on this slide, you'll see there's a capture of the main takeaway. So we had 863 of you responded to that survey at the end of the first marking period. And we were able to see how many of you feel like you were being successful in virtual learning, what was working, like which experiences were working. Using the Zoom features seemed to be a really helpful tool for you. How we could try to promote Wednesday check-ins as a more useful space for you to get the help that you need with your academic work. So we are taking these surveys seriously. We are trying to act on the information that you provide to us. And so after this video, we're asking you to take essentially the same survey again. Actually, you'll know you might remember some of the questions, but we want to check in with you now that we're at the end of the third marking period or getting closer to the end of the third marking period before we have this transition where some of you are coming back to the building. What's your virtual learning experience been like since the first marking period to now? And we're going to look at that to assess whether we've made any progress. Have we done some things that have been helpful for your learning? And then also to gauge your questions if you are returning to the building, to gauge your questions and concerns about that process so that we can answer some of those before you come back. So I want to thank you for all of your work this year. Thank you for your time completing the survey. We look forward to seeing you back in the building, whether it's this year or in the fall. So have a wonderful spring break, and thank you so much.